All-star headliners in our TNT opener, Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks with the NBA's best record. Kawhi Leonard's Raptors have the second best record in the East. They meet for the final time in the regular season, and we announce the All-Star reserves coming up. Man, it is going to be a great night on TNT. Bucks and Raptors in Toronto, then Philly and Golden State in the night. Ooh. TNT NBA tip-off presented by Auto Trader from Studio J in Atlanta. Ernie Johnson, Shaq's here, Kenny's here, Chuck is here. So much going on tonight. Super Bowl week here in Atlanta.
Super Bowl.
Big trade, huge trade we're going to talk about later between the Knicks and the Mavs with Kristaps Porzingis on his way to Dallas. Jordan Brand is in the house as we look ahead to the draft next week.
Wow.
And, of course, the announcement of the All-Star reserves as selected by the coaches voting for players in their own conference. And let's get right to it with the All-Star reserves from the Eastern Conference, starting with Victor Oladipo. Second straight appearance. Of course, he's out with a ruptured right quad tendon. Pacers 25-11 with him, 7-7 without him, giving him 19.6 rebounds and 5 assists. Kyle Lowry is an all-star for the 5th straight time in his 13th season after not making it in his first 8. 14 points a game, 5 rebounds, 9 assists is number 2 in the league. Blake Griffin is an all-star for the first time since 2015. 26 points a game is number 10, also 8 rebounds and 5 assists. His scoring average is his career high. For the first time, Chris Middleton is an all-star.
All right.
The Bucks with multiple all-stars for the first time since 2000-2001. Middleton averaging 17.6 rebounds and 4 assists. Want another first-timer? How about Ben Simmons of the Sixers? 17 points a game, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 8 triple-doubles, tied for second in the league. Philly with multiple all-stars for the first time since 2001-2002. Bradley Beal, second straight in his 7th season. 25 points a game is number 12. 41 20-point games is the most in the East. He's had 2 40-point triple-doubles this season. And the last name is that of Nikola Vucevic. His first appearance in his 8th season. The first Magic All-Star since Dwight Howard in 2011 and 12. 21 points a game, 12 rebounds is number 10, and 4 assists for Nik Vucevic, a first-time All-Star. And so there you see the reserves in the East. And initial impressions when you look at that, Kenny?
I would say everyone on there I would agree with. And I think that these guys have really excelled individually. Maybe with the exception of one with the Detroit Pistons and Orlando, in fact, propelling their teams up to higher. But Vucevic has been something incredible down there in Orlando, despite all of the circumstances going on.
And they're 20-28 and number 11 in the East. When you look at how things shook out compared to how we predicted it last week, if you look at the East, Shaq and Kenny and I, we got them all.
I was about to say, we did?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, good. I was about to say, I was like, man.
Of course we did.
The only thing, I mean.
That's why I liked it, Ernie, when you asked me.
And the only other one was you had Spencer Dinwiddie, who you would have had on the team, Chuck, instead of Vucevic. But otherwise, everything is.
Well, what happened with D'Angelo Russell?
He did not make it.
But
here's the deal. Who should replace Victor Oladipo?
Well, I understand that, but he should have made it anyway.
You think so?
Yeah.
Over who?
No.
Over who?
Over anybody. Listen, D'Angelo Russell has been fantastic. This has probably been it. No, I mean, the Nuggets are playing fantastic, but the Brooklyn Nets have been a surprise team.
26-23, number 6 in the East.
I think he will make it, though.
But he should have made it first time, Kenny. Like, first of all, you had it with me.
No, I had him.
Had him in because Victor Oladipo.
No. But I'm saying we all agreed.
We all took 8. We all took 8.
But I'm saying, so you agree with me?
No, I had Oladipo, and then I had replacement Russell.
Okay,
that's what I had.
Okay, but I had him on the original. He should have made it, in my opinion.
I'm really happy.
He will make it.
I'm really happy for Chris Middleton. Fabulous player. Really helping out the Greek Freak a lot. Can create his own shot. and really can do a lot with the ball. I'm really happy for him. I have to disagree with you with D'Angelo Russell, playing good but not playing at the All-Star level yet. Almost, but not yet.
That's why you think he'll get voted in.
No, but he will. He will.
But Shaq, if your team is number 6 in the Eastern Conference and you were not even expected to make the playoffs, you got to reward that guy. And I love Dinwiddie, but D'Angelo Russell, because we reward winning. Nobody picked the Brooklyn Nets to make the playoffs. They're the number 6 seed. They're not the number 8 seed.
So you would pick him over Vucevic, that's what you're saying?
I don't like to say, because I don't want to rain on anybody his parade, but I'm just saying, D'Angelo Russell, he's probably going to get in, but I would love to see
him make it from the start.
Yes.
And it's interesting to see when this shakes out, when you see how the coaches make the selections, and then you compare it with how the players see things. I mean, they had Jason Tatum and Jimmy Butler as 4th and 5th in the front court in the Eastern Conference. Neither of them getting a nod from the coaches in the
But Jimmy Butler wasn't going to get one from the coaches.
No, that is absolutely.
I don't think he's going to get a note from his own coach.
That is absolutely true. But you look at other guys. I mean, Eric Bledsoe's having a good year for Milwaukee. You were in a situation with the Bucks with the best record in the Eastern Conference. Who's your second guy going to be? Middleton's having a great year. Bledsoe, Brogdon. I mean, they've got guys who were under consideration, obviously.
Well, to me, I'm happy for Middleton, like Shaq said, because here's a guy. There's so many good players in this league who never make the All-Star team because the fans gonna, number one, I'm glad we took a lot from the fans. They just vote for perennials. A guy like Chris Middleton, who's been a hell of a player his whole career, I'm happy for him.
No doubt. We have some reaction, I guess, that when players got the word. Kyle Lowry. Yes, there you go. Very subdued. But for a team like Toronto getting their second, and here's Chris Middleton.
That's also.
That's the first time I've ever
seen
him smile. I've never seen him smile.
But see, kid, just look at the joy on his face, man.
No question.
Started his career with Detroit, was the number 39 pick, and traded to Milwaukee with Brandon Knight in the Brandon Jennings deal. Those are the two bigger names, and now Middleton, an all-star for the first time. Congrats, Chris.
Good for all these guys.
The reserves in the West.
In conference standings, you see the two teams sitting up top right there, separated by a half game. You get to see them for your viewing pleasure tonight on TNT. Woo! Oh, yeah. Welcome in Leo Rodden's, a legend in his own mind, who will be calling the game tonight.
A legend in his own mind? You're right.
But, of course, a legend in real life and his own mind. Thank you for joining us. But before the season started, the Bucks weren't necessarily in the conversation as a sexy pick. We were talking about Boston, the Sixers, and, of course, your Raptors. Now, besides the obvious reasons, the Greek Freak, Coach Bud, what have you seen that has catapulted this team to the top of the Eastern Conference?
Well, I can't not answer that without saying Mike Budenholzer. I mean, as soon as I heard his name getting hired with this organization, I said that's going to make a difference. And you could see it, the way they play, the way the ball moves defensively. It's the whole package. So he's really made a huge difference. The other thing is Middleton. You know, a lot of people don't talk about him, but he's a big-time player. Not only he can shoot from anywhere on the floor, but he can create his shot off the dribble. And he's done some damage in previous games against the Raptors. So, you know, he's a big concern to me. And I like the fact that, you know, Bledsoe kind of came to Milwaukee with a lot of baggage, and when you look back to the playoffs last year, he really used that to fuel himself this year, and it's shown. I mean, he's responded this season the way you hope a player would, and he's been a difference maker as well.
I like the word respond, Leo, because with this team, talking about your Raptors now, they're thinking big picture. How has Kawhi Leonard missing games and your bench being so deep helped you for the big picture for the playoffs?
Well, you know, when you look at it, it's amazing the Raptors are where they are with the number of injuries and Kawhi getting the load management days. And I think it is a testament to the depth. And what that's going to enable this team to do is for Nick Nurse, he can find out who can do what in what situation, when they can step up, maybe which guy and which matchups are going to work the best. So he can play with a lot of different guys right now. And a lot of guys have that confidence going into the second half of the year that when this team is healthy, a lot of different players can step up and play in different positions. So, you know, quite honestly, I think it's been good for this team. Not the injury aspect, but just the fact that a whole bunch of guys have been playing and getting great opportunities to build up their confidence. And because of injuries, some of the guys needed those extra minutes to kind of get back into it after a slow start at the beginning of the season.
Well, Leo, I'm just wanting you to know you're losing that Syracuse, New York accent, and you sound very Canadian right now. Just letting you know, brother.
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
But, you know, the one thing I want to ask is, without naming a player, you see all the moves that, obviously KP getting traded today and all that. Do the Raptors have everything they need? Do they need to add anything? Not a player, but do they need to add an ingredient to be a championship team, or this is the championship mix?
Well, this is a pretty good group when everybody's on the floor and they're healthy. Now, the one thing I would like to see, this is my personal opinion, I'd like to see another shooter. Every time, watching players kind of, Ariza going to Washington, Corver going to Utah, I'm looking at those guys going, ooh, they could help. And just having another guy to be a knockdown shooter on the floor. Danny Green's been amazing. C.J. Miles has kind of been up and down, coming into his own as of late. Fred VanVleet's been banged up early in the season. He's still kind of getting out of that, but, when he's going, his jump shot's there. But just having that one other guy alongside Danny Green that that ball gets to him, it's going in, I think would help a lot.
Well, we all know when the ball went to you, it was definitely going in. Enjoy the game tonight. We're looking forward to hearing you call.
It was going somewhere.
Legend in his own mind. Legend in his own mind.
Yo, my man, thanks for joining us on Game Time. We'll see you soon.
I appreciate it, guys.
Man, he was a bad boy.
What?
Hey, no doubt about it.
What?
There's a bad boy right there, too, playing where the bad boys used to play indeed, Dallas.
Look at
Detroit.
old man Dirk running. Get loose, Dirk. Get loose.
No Luka in the game, though, tonight. He's going to sit this one out.
Why?
I don't know, but we'll talk to you about it next on Game Time.
Rest.
Yo, this could be a finals preview, but in the meantime, there's a freight train coming the Sixers' way, a team that's won 11 straight. Boogie Cousins making his home debut at Oracle in the process. And Boogie, they've had their history. They seem to get along well on the court by being competitors, and looking at the numbers of the last 5 games, they've definitely been putting numbers up on the board. Can't wait to see that matchup. I'd love to see 2 bigs going at 2 traditional bigs. You really don't see that anymore because we know the 5 has kind of been swept up under the rug for the most part.
Well, that's why I want you to help use a different word than traditional. You know why? Because the traditional big men could not pop out to the wing and ISO. So that's why I've been trying to help. He was like, no, traditional big men would get cross screens or back screens to the post, bang, bang, baby hook, bang, bang, maybe kissed off the glass. These 2 jokers right here, they can pop out to the 3-point line, jab, jab, and shoot the 3 like a wingman. That's the difference. As much as I love that guy across the hall, Shaq can never do that. As much as we love the dream, maybe a little bit. David Robinson, maybe a little bit. But these 2, it's a totally different level, bro, because they can go right, they can go left, and now with the new NBA, they step back. No center could step back and shoot the 3. So that's why I've been trying to tell people, change the word traditional, because that is the true difference from the Patrick Ewings, the Lonzo Moyings of the world, because if those guys were trying to do this now, they'd be a fish out of water because they want to get down low and bang and be physical. So to your point, it's fun to see 2 guys that have the fundamental skills to do both.
That is true. So traditional big men, but they have expanded their horizons.
Yes.
Looking at Joel Embiid, well, I just Boogie Cousins, over the last 5 games, shooting 55% from downtown.
Talking to Boogie in Washington the other night for the players-only game, he's like, I'm still getting used to being wide open all the time. I'm still getting used to guys playing, or should I say, making that extra pass. And now I'm no longer the best player on the floor most nights. So now to buy into that and understanding that this team is willing to share every night,
yes,
that's why you see the flow and everything starting to come a little naturally. Last but not least, Ro, once he gets in better shape, the fouls will come down too. Because right now he's reusing his hand instead of moving his body. All that's going to come better and better after the All-Star break.
Oh, and by the way, you want to make sure you pay attention tonight because that game is going to be on TNT. And there's a legend that made history once upon a time. His name was Jackie Robinson.
Ooh, look at them shorts, Jackie.
He was nice on the baseball diamond, but he was nice on the court. We got something special for you coming up. Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did.